my veggies? My name is VTR and welcome back to another movie review. And today we're gonna be reviewing the next Halloween movie, Halloween Resurrection. After I reviewed both cuts of Curse, I was pretty optimistic about H2O and pleasantly surprised with how much I enjoyed that one. This one I was worried about because I remember also a lot of people not liking this one, and I remember seeing. I remember the opening to this one really well, but I didn't remember most of the rest of it going into it. So was nervous and interested to go into this one, not knowing what to expect. And first of all, let's get into the plot real quick. It starts off with Laurie and everything. I need to start doing this more. I don't get into the plots very often. It starts off with Laurie and from the beginning, and Michael comes back after her. And the beginning of this feels like a final act. I don't know if that's a bad thing or not, but it feels like a final act of a movie. That's the weird part. And then Michael winds up. Spoilers, Michael winds up killing Laurie and winds up returning back to Haddonfield. And there's this TV online show thing that's going on where Busta Rhymes, of all people, and is freaking putting on a TV show or an internet show or whatever about Michael Myers to make money and everything. And it's just a dumb concept, but that's basically the plot synopsis for that movie. With that being said, I didn't know if this was gonna be worse than Curse or better than Curse. Let's get the positives out of the way first. I got quite a few negatives, but let's get the positives out of the way first. First thing I want to point out is there are some nice, the kills are pretty decent here. You get some pretty classic Michael Myers stuff in this. It's mostly just knife kills. There's a couple really nice, there's a head crush one, which I really thought was a pretty decent one. But like I said before, the Michael Myers movie, the Halloween franchise, is not one that I'm crazy. I'm expecting massively over the top gory kills. I'm not expecting that. I still like to see good kills, but with this I'm it's fine. It's all right with these kills. But with that being said, this movie is an interesting one for me to point out, to be honest. There's one thing I put this out first. Busta Rhymes fights freaking Michael Myers with freaking kung fu. They set up that he likes kung fu earlier in the movie, and it feels so wrong just seeing that in this movie. It feels so wrong, and the whole TV show aspect in concept, it's an interesting idea, but in execution, I don't think it's executed very well. Some of it works fine. There's something really interesting. Cause there's this whole little subplot kind of where it's this guy in another state or whatever who's been talking to this girl. That's part of the online show or whatever, and he's talking to her through I'm guessing a beeper or pager or whatever. I don't think it's a phone. And talking to her and telling her all this stuff about and helping her throughout all this stuff. I do say this has over H2O. Is that the characters that weren't as forgettable. I remember these characters a little more. Is it a good thing that I remember them? Not really. They're not really anything to write home about. Couldn't tell you any of their names. All I remember was Busta Rhymes' character's name was Freddy or something like that, which I don't even think I was under the impression that Busta Rhymes played himself in this, but I don't think he did, unless Busta Rhymes' real name is Freddie, which I don't know if that's true. But I'm not gonna, I didn't care enough to go look it up or anything. I also know Tyra Banks is also in this. Just thought I'd point that out. The scenes that they, a lot of these movies, some like this one, the other one felt like it finished fast. This one felt like it took longer to finish, and so I wouldn't say this is a good movie. I definitely would not, but I also wouldn't say it's bad, because I've seen 10 times worse than this. I have seen more monumental garbage than this movie. I have seen so much worse than this. And it's just something that I am upset over, that this was done in the way it was done. And there's so much potential here for a really good concept. And even like some characters do full 180s, like Busta Rhymes does a full 180 at the end of the thing. Yeah, first like it's weird. Like I feel like he would still want to profit off of everything that happened with the way he acted earlier in the movie, but then like all of a sudden, I don't know. I don't know. But it's not as bad as Curse. I was expecting this to be worse. I was thinking, because my buddy saw him, we talked about it, and he was like, it's worse. He's like, this is the worst. He said he thinks Resurrection is the worst of the series, and frankly, so far, I gotta disagree with that. It's definitely probably second worst out of all of them. But I don't know where I'd place this one in the rating scale, because I think H2O was much better, tone-wise and everything. This movie, and this is also very much like very Scream inspired. Like there's a lot of meta-ness in this, and it's like, so definitely they're showing some of that Scream inspiration on this. I imagine this concept like earlier, like I imagine, and also I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I think I read somewhere that like this was not originally supposed to be a Halloween movie, but they stuck Michael Myers in it. I don't know if that's true, don't quote me on that, but it feels like that. If that's not true, then it at least feels like that. That I felt like they stuffed Michael in there just to make it a Halloween movie to sell tickets. And obviously that happens in movies a lot. I wish it didn't happen as much as it does in film, but it happens too much in film, and I wish it didn't happen as much as it does. Another thing I want to point out about, like I said, Michael's mask, I don't like in this one. He's got like these weird eyebrows. It looks really odd to me, and it just... So what I think is I will probably put it at a 2.5. That's where I put the original, the producer's cut of Curse. Even though I still think that movie's worse, but I don't think this deserves a full-on 2. It's still bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not a good movie, but there was potential here, and I'd love to see this movie done without Michael Myers, like this not be a Michael Myers movie. It's something that definitely, you could do this definitely nowadays with like TikTok and like YouTube and stuff. You definitely could do something like this nowadays, and if it's the right people behind it, Blumhouse, could probably execute this concept very well, just without the Michael Myers bit. I feel like if this was just a straightforward slasher, just a random slasher, make up something, no one to piggyback off of it being a Halloween movie, this could have been something interesting. But the fact that it is a Halloween movie is really what weighs the film down for me. It's what weighs it down, and it's it's definitely just not. There's some nice kills, but I'd have to say this movie just it's okay. It's good. It's no, it's bad. Don't get me wrong, but it's not as bad as Curse. It's not as bad as Curse. So I still have 3 more movies to watch in the span of a little over 5 hours, and I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get through them. We got 3 movies to watch. Hopefully, I'm able to watch them. Next up is Rob Zombie's Halloween, so wish me luck there. Hopefully, they're not as bad as these. So hopefully, you can only go up from here. You can only go up, right? Right?